It came. All right, what is going on? Welcome back to Recaps. This is week 7 of Washington Capitals hockey. This is Recaps from Chirpin DMV, of course. I am Ben, your guide to all things Washington Capitals hockey. Now, as you may have noticed, I'm not wearing a jersey. I know. People just seeing the thumbnail probably don't even know what I'm about to talk about, but I can't be wearing a jersey when my Koozie Revenge Tour shirt finally came in. Look at that. Look at it. Look at how dope it looks. Look at all the locations on the back. Yeah, it looks awesome. Make sure you pick yours up at the Chirpin DMV shop. I'll put a link below or somewhere wherever you're watching this so you can get yours. For the holiday season, makes a great gift for you Caps fans out there. If you don't remember, I did write a guide. Actually right there, a gift guide for Capitals fans, and this shirt of course is on there. Also, yes, I did mess up trimming my mustache and had to shave my entire face, so that's why I look like this right now. However, that is besides the point. What is the point is week 7 Capitals hockey. So the Capitals have just been rolling so far, which is insane given the amount of injuries that they're dealing with and everything. They have like 7 rookies at a time in the lineup, just literally the Hershey Bears in the NHL. But they're still squeaking out points and wins and still playing really good hockey, and that really hasn't stopped too much. I think we all know the game that I'm going to talk about where it may have impacted them just a little bit. So let's dive into week 7. Game 1 was against the Florida Panthers. We had Samsonov back in the net for this one. Again, can't say it enough. He's just gaining trust. He's playing much better than he was earlier, so of course he's starting. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is like 5 minutes into the game, Ovechkin having to leave the game and go down the tunnel because he got a puck in the face. Not really cool with that. Guy's playing the best hockey he's ever played in his life. He looks better than he's ever looked, and I just don't need him injured. I don't think any of us need him injured. Not to mention the entire team is just banged up beyond belief. So I think the last thing we need is our star player being injured. And of course it was Radko Gudas who shot the puck that deflected into his face. Like, of course it was. Just like such a nothing Washington Capital player. Like probably one of the most forgettable players that ever played for the team. He's throwing the puck in Ovi's face. Right on. That's awesome. But of course, it's Ovi. That wouldn't keep him out for long. He's taking pucks to the face worse than that. He comes back. And after a pretty intense back and forth period, the Capitals are playing some good hockey. TVR just blows a wheel at the blue line. Jonathan Huberdeau comes in and scores with like 19 seconds left in the first period. Like Stat Guy Blake said, just textbook Capitals hockey right there. You can play as good as you want, but you will have one mistake that will cost you. But then in the second period, Capitals go shorthanded. Oh no, this isn't good. It's like that meme. It's like call the ambulance, but not for me. But it's Tom Wilson and John Carlson connecting on this PK. Carlson feeds it over to Wilson, who just snipes it past Bobrovsky. Again, Wilson keeps his pace up. Carlson keeps his pace up. He's entering his name back into the Norris conversation to the surprise of not me. That's all I'll say. Also on this goal, Tom Wilson, textbook dirty player here. He runs over Bobrovsky on purpose. That is messed up. I've been defending this guy, but I can't defend this. He clearly did this on purpose, and it's only his fault. Bobrovsky is not to blame at all. This is the final straw for me as a fan. No, but can you believe people are actually mad at Wilson for this? There was some girl on Twitter, I won't throw her up, I don't even want to give her any kind of recognition here, that was saying he did it on purpose and was going to bat defending that argument. On what evidence are you saying that Wilson smoked the goalie on purpose after scoring a goal? That'd do him a whole lot of good. But anyways, the Capitals get a power play shortly after that shorthanded goal, and it's Alex Ovechkin getting on the board. He puts one in on a rebound. Talk about pace. This guy keeps going. After he leaves the game too, we all knew the second that he left the game he was getting a hat trick. Especially when the Florida coach is saying that, yeah, Ovi's the second best goal scorer of all time. Even if you think that, are you really going to say that before a puck drop against Ovechkin? Do you know what that does to him? That's a definition of poking the bear, I believe. Then there's this whole controversy with Bobrovsky being pulled because of concussion spotting, then going back in too early, then being pulled again. It was a mess. Every time Washington plays Florida, the goalie situation is just a hot mess. So anyway, Spencer Knight's in the net now again, but Ovi just comes down, takes a slap shot, and it squeaks right through his pads 5-hole. Didn't this happen last time they played Florida? Didn't Spencer Knight come in and immediately get scored on his first shot? I don't know. Anyways, Ovi's got 2 already because he's pissed. Then like 7 minutes into the second, Florida scores, just buzzing down the wing, a nice shot. Not much you can do. Just Florida is a good team, and good teams are going to score goals. That's just kind of the bottom line. I know I should be criticizing the team, but it was a nice shot. What can you do? Then like 4 minutes into the third, Ovi gets his first hat trick in like 2 years. I don't think he had one at all last year. Kuzi finds him just naked in front. Hey, there's one guy you need to cover in front. It's probably Ovechkin. I know he's not first in the league in goals, but he's going to be first all time in goals. So maybe just throw a guy on him. Anyway, so Ovi's got his hat trick again after leaving the game, getting hit in the face with the puck. And then he goes and fist bumps his kid on the wall. Just an awesome moment. The photo of it being posted like everywhere and hockey internet places. I don't know. I can't just call it hockey Twitter. I saw it on Instagram. And at this point, Ovi has 6 points in his last 2 games. I don't even understand. Like I'm just gonna stop talking about it because every time I just say like, you can't even believe how insane this pace is and stuff. Like there's no point in talking about it. He's just gonna keep doing it. But then not long after, Florida scores on another snipe, just an absolute snipe. However, that is all that will be scored. The Capitals win 4-3 in this one. Wilson getting a shorty and then an Ovi hat trick just takes it over. Pretty insane. They were able to beat Florida using their AHL team, which is again insane. Again, all I've been saying this year is insane because I just can't believe what's happening. They're missing so many people and they're winning so many games against really good teams. Apparently Ovi had to get stitches and then he scored his hat trick. Crazy. That Cholowski apparently got stitches too. I didn't even see what happened to him. And at this point, Ovi and Kuzi moved back into top 4th in league points. Ovi was tied with McDavid. He had played 2 more games, but the fact that 20 games into a season, you can even discuss Ovi and McDavid having the same amount of points, that's egregious. That is insultingly good. And then next up, we had the afternoon game against Carolina. Oh, I was wanting this because Carolina, like I said, probably the most annoying team in the league. And they mean to do it, and it works because they're annoying. Ever since their playoff series, they've tried to like force this rivalry with Washington, which I guess it works because I hate them, but like Washington doesn't give 2 shits about them. And then they're like buying up domains for teams that they beat. It's like, you guys are trying way too hard to be funny here. Like, it doesn't have to be this complicated. If it is, you're doing something wrong. But anyways, in this one, we had Samsonov back in the net, his 3rd consecutive start. Crazy stat. It was his first time he's ever started 3 in a row in the NHL. Obviously, it's hard to find a groove when you're not starting 3 games in a row ever, so this is good for him. I also had Eller back from COVID protocol. Love to see that. Daniel Sprong got health bombed in this one. I tweeted that makes sense to me. Like I said, I was not liking the way he was playing very much. Give someone else a shot. Everyone wants to be high on Sprong. I don't really understand it. He's good. I like him, but missing a few games won't hurt him at all. If anything, it'll hopefully make him better. There'd be no scoring in the first period, but in the second, Capitals started. It's Ovechkin. I'm just going to leave it at that. Not insane, it's just Ovechkin. That's what he does. It's Ovechkin. On a sick passing play with Eller and Wilson and Orlov. Just a nice give and go on the wall, and then Orlov comes in and fakes everyone and throws it backhand. Ovi didn't get a lot on this puck, but he got all he needed to make it 1-0. It's also his 7th goal in his last 5 games. Oh, that's disgusting. Also at this point, Ovi had 11 points in 5 games. I'm done. I'm done. Thanks for watching. That's it. I'm done. Like, are you kidding? He's 36. Then the Capitals do this thing that they've been doing a lot lately, scoring in bunches. And this immediately, like 59 seconds after, I think it was, maybe a minute. I don't know. Alexi Protas, who's been playing on the top line, looking pretty good on the top line too. He scores his first NHL goal. Just obviously a lot of luck involved, but Tony DeAngelo's shoving Kuznetsov in front, knocks Kuznetsov down. Puck goes right off DeAngelo's boot and in for Protas' goal. Kuzi is just giving DeAngelo the business. It was hilarious. I saw it like live. I was just watching him scream at him. Like, he wasn't even paying attention to his team celebration. He was staring right at DeAngelo and yelling at him, which was just vintage Kuzi. Very funny. This is also the 6th rookie to score for Washington so far this year. It would become 7 in the next game, which is again just remarkable. It's honestly remarkable what Washington's doing. Like, these guys were never supposed to play NHL games this year, and they're contributing and helping them beat the best teams in the league. So not much more you can ask for from your young guns. Then there wouldn't be any more scoring until 7 minutes into the 3rd when Jesperi Kotkaniemi, the $6.1 million player, he scores. He just has kind of all day and snipes it on Sammy's high glove side, which is like admittedly his weakest spot is his high glove. Probably most goalies, but Sammy in particular, is high glove and his 5-hole are spots that get exploited a lot. Again, not to criticize Samsonov, I love the way he's playing. Back off. Then Washington goes shorthanded, and after an intense penalty kill with Carolina pressing, Carolina scores right at the end of the penalty. Lars Eller with a bad turnover. He tried to send someone, I don't even know who, on a breakaway. Got picked off. The Carolina came back and scored and tied the game. Then the Capitals get a power play, and then like 30 seconds in, they get another power play on a slash that Rod Brind'Amour certainly didn't think was a slash. Just curious what you would call it when you take your stick and break someone's stick in 2 pieces. I don't know. Obviously Rod knew, so maybe he should be reffing the game. He was arguing that call to his grave, no joke. He looked like he was going to have a heart attack because he was trying to argue that slashing a stick in half isn't slashing. Good call, Rod. I don't know, just like I said, this guy, he's an unreal coach and was an unreal player. He's just a little too emotional sometimes and gets a little too involved. Just a big spaz is what I like to call him. He spazzes a lot. And I remember last year, I think in the preseason, he was like chirping Tom Wilson from the bench. Buddy, you're not playing anymore. Just leave that to the players. Maybe act like you're not playing anymore. Maybe mature a little bit. I don't know. But anyways, at the end of this 5-on-3, really nice passing play with Carlson, Kuznetsov, and Wilson right over to Orlov in front, who scores. So it was pretty emotional too. Like, it was pretty intense for some random afternoon game on a Sunday. And then Dowd rubs off Jordan Staal in the Capitals corner, moves it over to John Carlson, who shoots it down to the empty net. He had 2 assists and a goal in this game. I had him in cap punishment. That's a 5-point game for me. So if I couldn't love John Carlson anymore. And the Capitals take the win 4-2 over Carolina. Not their best third period. Obviously, Carolina kind of owned them and came back in the game, which you don't like seeing. The fact that they were able to fend them off, Carolina, like one of the best offensive teams in the league, the fact they were able to fend them off, keep them to only 2 goals because it could have been a lot more, and then go down and score one of their own to get the win. That's good adversity for them. Obviously, I would like if they would just maintain the lead a little better, especially in the next game that I'll talk about. But good win over a really good team with barely an NHL lineup. Then there was this absurd tweet about Alex Ovechkin's stats that he has 24 5v5 points, and Ekblad's the only other player in the league who's even been on the ice for 24 of their team's 5v5 goals this season. So if you want to call Ovi a power play specialist, just stop. Shut up, because you're wrong. And then also this tweet that I saw, it says the Caps just won back-to-back games against the top 2 teams in the league, missing their entire second line and more, which they've been missing for weeks, to move into first in the league standings. If you want to call them the best team in hockey right now, I'm not going to stop you. Very valid point. Unbiased, very valid point. You can't argue how good this team is right now. I saw the Jack Adams votes, early season votes come out, that Rod Brind'Amour was in first place. Peter Laviolette wasn't even mentioned. Why? Rod Brind'Amour has one of the best rosters in the NHL, being one of the best teams in the NHL. Washington, again, is missing their entire second line and more, and they have mostly an AHL team, and they're still battling for first in the league. Like, he's got to be up there. That's absurd. And then we have the Florida game. I missed part of this game. I had my own hockey to play, much better hockey, and that goes without saying. I saw the first 2 Capitals goals, because they were, again, scoring in bunches. They were 12 seconds apart or whatever. And then I saw Florida's goal, and then I left and didn't check until after the game was over, and I saw that the Capitals went up 4-1 and lost the game 5-4. I'm not really going to talk about the game much because I didn't see it, but it's nice that Lars Eller scored after missing time. It's nice that Nick Jensen scored. He's he's playing good. Nice to see him get offensively rewarded. McMichael, it's got to be a huge confidence booster for him, even though it was a terrible goal from behind the net. Beck Malenstein, congratulations on your first career goal. That's the 7th rookie on the team to score their first goal this season, and it was 11 seconds after McMichael, so yay, the young guns are showing up. Again, I didn't see it, but apparently the third period, the shots were 26-2 for Florida. Washington only had 4 shot attempts, which means they got shit pumped in the third period. We can make our excuses about how young the lineup is. It's borderline not an excuse because it's very true, but you can't cough up 3-goal leads and then lose in regulation with 20 seconds left. You just can't be doing that. Even though Florida is probably the best team in the league, in my opinion. Hot take, I know, because they've been first in the league for the whole season, but yeah, you can't let up 3-goal leads. It's just not good. It's not like letting up 3-goal leads where it was back and forth. They got a bounce or 2. They just stomped them in the third period. My parents were telling me they were watching. It was just a completely different game in the third period. Apparently it was a really good game, really intense and everything, but I remember the first time they played Florida, Washington stole points from them by having a big comeback, but they lost in overtime. This one, Florida stole 2 points from Washington, ripped them right out of their hands. I'm not going to get mad. Because they've played so good, it's hard to get mad, but it's oh my god, you guys could have had an unreal run going and beat the top 2 teams in the league 3 games in a row. That would have been real nice, but giving up 4 in one period and only getting 2 shots is tough. It definitely humbles you when you're playing that good. Only getting 2 shots, allowing 4, that'll humble you real quick. But yeah, they shit the bed in the last game, so you hate to see it, obviously, but I guess that's going to happen. If they're going to come back from leads like they were doing so much earlier, they're going to blow some leads. They just got to work on stepping on throats a little bit better there. Maybe they're a little too nice. Who knows? Yeah, the Panthers had 51 shots on goal, and they got 26 of them in the third period. So you can blame Sammy if you want for letting in 5, but you can't blame Sammy because you just be an idiot. because they allowed 51 shots and only shot 2 in the third period. You can't do that. Anyways, that's it for all the games from last week. Sorry I didn't go more in depth on that last one. I just didn't see it, and it's just like, you just kind of have to laugh. Like, that's just so tough. We got Chicago tonight. I was supposed to be in Washington for this one, but I was in contact with the Chirpin boys. None of them could set up a weekend, so blame them for me not being there live. I'll get there this year though, at some point. But anyways, yeah, they got Chicago. That should be a win, you would hope. Then you got Columbus on Saturday. That should be a win, you would hope. And then revenge game against Anaheim on Monday. That's got to be a win. You can't lose. I know Anaheim's good, but Anaheim beat you last time in overtime. Just set the tone here. Just go on a run. But anyways, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Again, the Koozie Revenge Tour shirts. They look awesome. Get yours at the store. Again, I will link it so you can get yours before Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating. Make sure you're listening to the podcast. Another good one this week with Bobcat and Blake talking about the best show of all time. We did a Christmas song draft and also talked about Capitals hockey, which is surprising, I know. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week. And Carolina, eat shit. Peace.